Ukraine should be allowed to neutralize Russian military bases. Macron.
Here's a summary of the article.
Kyiv should be allowed to neutralize Russian military bases used to fire missiles into Ukraine, France's President Emmanuel Macron said Tuesday. We think that we should allow them to neutralize military sites where missiles are fired, from where Ukraine is attacked, said Macron. His comments, on a state visit to Germany, during a press conference alongside Chancellor Olaf Scholz, come as calls grow to allow Ukraine to strike inside Russia using Western-supplied longer-range weapons. Macron's more strident tone towards Russia has been a source of tension in his relationship with Scholz in recent times. Berlin was taken aback by his recent refusal to rule out sending troops to Ukraine. On Tuesday, President Vladimir Putin warned of serious consequences if Western countries allowed Ukraine to use their weapons to strike Russia. Zelensky has labeled the Western restrictions on the use of weapons as unfair, at a time Ukraine is struggling to hold back a Russian ground offensive in the Kharkiv region. The president refused to be drawn on the possibility of France sending military instructors to Ukraine, after Ukraine's top commander said discussions on the matter were ongoing.
This post received a score of 16,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
It's a goddamn war. Let Ukraine hit Russia. It's ridiculous that they can't hit airfields that are constantly hitting them, logistics yards that are supplying troops at the front. This policy is insane.
Also, if Ukraine sees Russia gathering troops at the border, preparing for a new assault, they can't hit them even if they are in range. They need to wait for the troops to enter Ukraine.
That's what has happened. As the BTGs were amassing in Belgorod Oblast, Ukraine couldn't use GMLRS or 155s etc. to hit them.
Meanwhile, Russia is using drones from Iran, missiles, shells from NK to fire at Ukraine for months, if not years now.
Yup, a massive failure on the West. I'm generally a fan of Biden's foreign policy, but if he won't okay Ukraine defending itself by striking Russian targets, it's a really bad and weak look. Literally letting the terrorist regime get their way.
The US has other security concerns other than Ukraine, so they rely on a coalition to help keep Ukraine fighting. The problem is that coalition has many people that want Russia to win. You want Ukraine to be able to hit Russia, then a major European power needs to take responsibility and allow Ukraine to hit Russia, and the only country that fits that bill is France. If France does allow it, the other countries will not interfere with US weapon deliveries, and we can finally see a change on the battlefield.
US has already okayed it.
We've not enabled or encouraged strikes outside of Ukraine? That's a very weak okay.
It's a protective response. Well, we told them not to, oh well. And you left off the second half of that same sentence. Ukraine has to make decisions for itself about how it's going to conduct this war.
Yeah, don't know how anybody can complain about that response. We basically said, hey, it's Ukraine's war, we're not going to tell them to go do it, but they can do whatever they want. We just give them some ammo and weapons. We're not fighting it.
How do people really expect Ukraine to get anywhere if they can't hit Russian targets in Russia with real weapons?
They don't. The world's leaders are sipping their tea, hoping this will all blow over already.
While Putin waits for dumb Americans to vote in Trump, who will make certain Ukraine losers within a year.
If Trump wins, you will probably see a surrender within a month. All the NATO allies will significantly boost their military, knowing Trump will turn their back on them. It will be a global upheaval.
Why would you see a surrender? There are equally as powerful countries giving them more and more equipment, arms, jets, tanks, etc. etc.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.